Okay, everything went well for numbers 1 and 2 and most of number 3. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Solo's good, so we're going to move on to something else this week. And we'll talk about that soon as well. So, number 1, similar to number 2 last time because we got groups of 4 notes or 4 pick strokes happening. Basically, it's the idea. You have your 4 notes here, 4 notes here, and this rings out for the length of 4 triplets. So 4 triplets, 4 triplets. This rings out for the length of 4 triplets. So here we go. Number 1 at 60. 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 1. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 2. So similar idea again. So you got 4 triplets in a row. This now is the length of 4 triplets, and we pick 4 triplets again. So it's kind of changing where the, the space is. Because eventually it's going to be nothing but those spaces. So just trying to get the subconscious trained to hear the 4s across the 3s. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to make it easier in the long run, make sure you start every group of notes with a downstroke. So begin that with a downstroke, that with a downstroke, that with a downstroke, and that with a downstroke. All right, 120. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. No. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So number 3, the issue that I heard, and if you can correct it and send over another video, that definitely do that, and we'll get another palm mute thing going. But here, for these quarter notes, you didn't really play quarter notes. Or you could argue you did, but they were staccato, and they're not supposed to be staccato. So basically, the way you performed it was if these were 8th notes, and there was an 8th note rest in between. So basically, it was done like that, because you kept cutting the chords off. So you cut them off like that instead of having them ring. I'm playing that wrong. I need to look at the screen. That's how it needs to sound. That's the goal. Have the chords ring out. We don't want to cut them off. All right. So try that one again. See if you can get that fixed. And here we go with the next solo idea. I want you to see if you can tell me what the mode is. We're still in the key of C or key of A minor, so the same scale shapes apply. But there is a very specific mode being used here. So this is what I got for the first part. Actually, let's put on the count in. I gotta try to remember what the heck I wrote now. So we got C. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So kind of polyrhythmic there at on that fourth bar, because it's the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. And let's see, how's the volume on this? Here we go. So I got you started this time. Let's just do kind of like a back and forth, line by line kind of thing. So after you hear that, in fact, what would be good is if you kind of keep going back to it. So possibly loop those two lines there, put that on. And then like play along with it, and then see what you come up with. Play it, go back to the first line, and see what you come up with. And so that's just one idea. You don't have to keep doing that, but I do want you to be familiar with what started. This way, it can influence you, or give you some ideas to what you would like the next part to be. Because sometimes, if you start writing the next part, but you don't hear the original part enough, like you may come up with something you really like for the next part, but then when you listen to it like back to back, like, oh man, that doesn't fit anymore. So just something to be aware of. All right. So like I mentioned with number 3 from last time, if you can redo that with the chords not being staccato, that would be excellent. All right. Any questions, let me know. I will see you next week.